Probably no.
Make me love you, love you, love you, love you. Make me love you.
Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. So this video is just going to be me kind of playing around with the new makeup. I'm trying out some of Jeffree Star's, his summer collection products, and also his palettes. I've only used one of them before. I'm going to use the Androgyny palette and just kind of play around, and yeah. So just get into the tutorial. The first thing I'm doing is priming my eyes like I do in every single video. I'm just using the Nars Radiant Creamy Concealer. Gonna put that all over the eyelids and blend that out with a brush. Next, I'm going to pat it with my fingers. I like doing this now because I like to get rid of the excess product so it does not crease on me. And I'm taking China White from the Beauty Killer palette, and I'm going to set that so the eyeshadows blend nice and evenly, and then take Courtney from the same palette, and I'm going to use this as a transition shade into the crease. Also, I'm voicing over this because the audio got messed up, so that's why I'm talking in the video, but it's not matching up. So I'm taking the Androgyny palette, and I'm grabbing the shade Charm. I'm going to put this a little bit lower into the crease, right below Courtney. It's going to help warm it up just a little bit more, add a little bit more color into it. And then grabbing Fetish, this is super pigmented, as you can see. I was kind of shook. Anyways, I'm putting this in the inner corner of the eyelid. I'm going to do kind of like a little halo. It's been a while since I've done a halo eye on my channel. So I'm just going to pack that on with a little small concealer brush. And then in the inner corner as well, I'm going to leave the middle of the eyelid blank. And I'm going to take a little tiny blending brush, and I'm going to bring that up into the crease right behind the blank spot in the eyelid, and then match it up with the sides of the eyelid, if that makes sense. You can kind of just see what I'm doing and get the gist of it. But I'm just going to kind of blend that out with the crease shade Charm again, and blend that up and smoke it out. And what am I doing here? Oh yeah, I'm taking the shade Vanity from the Beauty Killer palette. This is just a dark cool tone brown, and I'm going to darken the outer corners a little bit right on the very edge. And then I'm grabbing Frosting. This, oh my god, this is so pretty. Oh, look at that. Okay, so I'm gonna put that right in the middle of the eyelid. This is gonna be the pop of color and the pop of light in the middle of the eyeshadow, in the middle of the eyelid. Oh my gosh. And then I'm just going to blend the crease so that any of that gold just kind of goes away. I don't want that into the crease. And grabbing the shade Swallow from the palette, I am going to put that on the lower lash line for a little pop of color. And I'm using my favorite under eye brush. This is the Morphe E36, I believe. But it's perfect to smoke out the lower lash line. And I'm taking Courtney, that was the transition shade. I'm going to put that underneath that blue to help smoke that out with a tiny little blending brush. Blues are a little bit hard to smoke out and blend out, so I'm just going to need a little bit of a transition shade. And then grabbing Frosting from the palette, this is in the middle of the eyelid. I'm also going to put that in the inner corner as a nice little highlight. We have a lot going on, but it's cool. And then I'm grabbing this liner by Makeup Geek, and this is their full spectrum eyeliner pencil, and this is in the shade Ocean. It matches the under eye perfectly. So I'm just taking that brush and kind of smoking that out, blending it a bit because it can get a little bit clumpy in the eyelashes. So I just want to make sure that does not happen. And I'm curling the lashes to prep them for falsies and mascara. And I'm using the Urban Decay Perversion mascara. This is like one of my favorite mascaras ever. I'm just going to do a little tiny coat just to get them black, not really to add length or volume or anything. And I'm using the House of Lashes. These are the Fairy Noir Light. So I'm just going to pop those bitches on. And then the foundation I'm using is the Estee Lauder Double Wear Foundation. This foundation is amazing. It does dry a little bit more matte than I would like, but it does look super, super good on my skin. Like the way it sits on my skin. Super like hydrating, and it doesn't clean my dry patches because I am a little more dry, so I do like something that's a bit more hydrating and dewy. And I am obsessed with this foundation. Yes. And then using the Nars Creamy Radiant Creamy Concealer in shade Pasty AF. So I'm just going to conceal and highlight underneath the eyes with this. And I'm going to take my favorite little brush to blend it out with. This is the NYX, I guess, 26. the NYX 26 brush, I'm obsessed with it to blend out the concealer. I'm also going to use the concealer to kind of clean up the under eye a little bit. And blend, blend, blend. Sorry about the focus on my camera, guys. I'm going to work on that and maybe get a new camera, hopefully soon. And then taking a little bit more, because this concealer does dry really fast, so it's best with a beauty blender or work in sections and blend out fast. So I'm going to add a little bit more since it kind of didn't really blend up into my lash line. And I'm going to take some down the bridge of the nose to highlight that on the chin and the middle of the forehead, like always. I'm sure y'all have seen this a million times. And then just going to use the same brush, blend that out. Boom chakalaka. I like to blend out my nose last so that it kind of sets a bit and doesn't really move around too much, because I do want to keep that line right there. Because if it's super creamy and you use a brush to blend that out with, it's going to kind of move everywhere and not keep its shape. So I moved to that last, which I didn't even show it. But here is the Anastasia contour stick in shade Shadow. I'm just going to put a little of this underneath the cheekbones and flick that up a little bit. Drag it down a little bit more, put it on the jawbone so we are snatched. I need to shave in this video. I'm going to put some on my nose. I've been loving the way I've been contouring my nose lately. I love contouring my nose. Oh my gosh, I'm obsessed with it. So I'm going to put that under my nose, on the nose, and on the cupid's bow, under the lip, and on the sides of the forehead. And then taking a little bit of an oil. This is the Tatcha, let's see, Tatcha Gold Camellia Beauty Oil. And this is going to help blend out the creams because the creams are a little bit thick and a little dry. So it's going to help soften them up and blend them out a lot easier. So I'm just going to put that on that little brush and go to town. As y'all can see, that blend out beautifully. It's my favorite way to cream contour. I love cream contouring so much. And then taking a little Luxie brush, I'm just going to blend out the lip, the cupid's bow, and the nose. I like using these little angled brushes for the nose. They're perfect to blend it out. It's not too harsh, but it like makes it precise enough to where it's gonna look like a contour and not a muddy mess. And then taking the NYX HD finishing powder, I'm just going to dab into that and set the under eyes with that. Using Precisely My Brow by Benefit Cosmetics, I'm just going to fill in my eyebrows. I sped this up because it's kind of satisfying to watch me fill in my eyebrows. I think it is. So I kind of wanted to show it all. So that's what I'm using. And then taking the Maybelline Brow Drama. This is a tinted brow gel, and it's also going to kind of set the hairs in place. I'm going to brush that over so all the hairs in my eyebrow stand out and they look more bushy and hairy and more natural. And using the Hoola Bronzer by Benefit, I'm just going to warm up the face a little bit above the cheekbones, sides of the forehead, underneath the jawline, and then also on the bridge of the nose. And taking this blush by It Cosmetics, this is in the shade, I cannot tell you, that will be in the description because this I think is in French and it's very not my language, so I'm gonna butcher it. But just put on the cheeks, and then taking Crystal Ball by Jeffree Star. This is from his summer collection, and I'm going to pop on the cheeks. This is a nice, like, this is like a white shade almost, which is really cool because I am really pale, so it worked for me. And if you're super pale, like more light than me, that would work really good. So on the cheeks, the bridge of the nose, I put on the cupid's bow, chin, and the sides of the forehead. Not sure if I've seen that or if I showed that. Cupid's bow right there. And the chin. And then taking another thing from the collection, the summer collection. This is Hunty. And I'm just going to put it on the lips. I love using warm tone lips on me. I don't know why. I think maybe it just goes good with my skin. But I'm just obsessed with warm oranges on the lips. And it also kind of goes with the eye too, because it's like warm and gold and red, you know what I mean? And here's a little trick to kind of amp up your lipstick if you want to change it up a bit. For a matte lipstick, I would recommend. I'm just taking Frosting, which is the eyeshadow that I use in the middle of my eyelid. And I'm just going to put that into the center of my lip and kind of blend it out with a blending brush. This is gonna add like a nice glow and a little bit of color. It's gonna kind of tie in with the eyes. And here's the finished look, guys. I hope you really like this. I really like the blue down there, the little pop of color. Hope you guys enjoy this. Please give this video a thumbs up if you did. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and hopefully I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.